Yeah, you said that. I think everything becomes decoration after a period of time. So, did I really say that? What a strange thing to say. But that's true of a lot of things. What is interesting at first becomes decoration after a period of time.
Yes, you're right. A lot of books, which are so very connected with me, and I feel it's my toto je moja ideology, alebo it's me, and after some time I cannot find nothing interesting for me in that book, because I live another I am on another part of my life.
Different part of life, yes.
Growth mindset. And that's exactly what I'm working on, which is trying not to be fixed in my thinking, trying to be flexible, to use my neuroplasticity to grow, basically. And I think that's the nature of information. That it's probably a very good sign that which was important is no longer important, because it's a sign of growth. That you go through the experience and the information, and then you get to another level. And that's what happened with this information. I went through it all, and some of it I understand, some of it I implemented, and then I decided that I felt that I couldn't get any more from it. And so I changed and I changed from one university to another university online. And it's very interesting, because when I started with the new university, I thought, I don't understand this, because it's very business orientated. And it has taken me at least 3-4 months to begin to understand what people are talking about. And so I had this question in my head, which was, is there something there that I don't understand, or are all these people just crazy? And because I didn't understand what they were talking about. They were talking about a lot of terminology related to marketing and business and search engine optimization and funneling of clientele and things that I knew a little bit about, but I hadn't thought about them at all. And I am slowly beginning to realize that there's another whole world of information out there that I don't know. And it's very, very crazy, because there's so much. There's so much. There was the university has a Facebook group, and somebody posted a question on the Facebook group: what podcasts do you listen to? Like, what programs on the internet do you listen to get new information and ideas? And people posted, what they listen to. And I thought, oh, this is good. I need to make a copy of this information and go and explore it and go and see all these things that I don't know. And now I have a list of 20 or 30 programs of information on the internet that people recommended. Oh, I don't even have time for one of these. Yes. And people are saying that these things are all vital and essential, and if you don't go through all the parts of these podcasts, and these podcasts have 300 episodes, and each episode is 1 hour, if you don't go through it all, you don't understand what's happening. It's, oh my God. If I do this one and this one and this one, I'm going to be 70 years old before I get to the end of all this information. So how do I So I'm at this point right now. How do I process this information? How do I decide what is important? Because it seems to me from people that I've studied that you have to be really highly selective. You have to choose one thing or two things and focus on that and stay with it. And to be like a horse in a race and try to block out the other things. And be really, really laser focused on one or two specific ideas, because you can't do everything. And this is difficult for someone like me who is kind of interested in everything. Like, oh, what's this? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, what about this? And it's just crazy. It's just.
I don't see problem on it.
Well, we all have to be selective, and in a lot of the good things in life, we're selective. Whether it's selecting a belief system or religion or friends or partners or things, we need to be highly selective.
You make it intuitive, I think. People make a lot of things intuitive, and it's very nice to, very, very, very important to hear your intuition,
But
your inner voice. Yes.
Yes, but reality very often push on you, and it depends on your force, not to fight against, but chránit sa pred.
Defend.
Protect
Protect.
from this.
Yeah, we've got this inner voice,
Yes.
but we've also got this information as well, and they're both great pressures
Yes.
on what we do. It's clear to me that information is from the outside. Look at the word inform, form to shape something. Information shapes us, it changes us. And the inner voice, I wonder how much of the inner voice is us and how much of the inner voice is old information
Somewhere.
Yes.
that's going around,
you.
that's going around within us. And
Skúsenosti, to sú opinions, yes, opinions and there.
yeah, because you used a great word, intuition. Intuition. It's also interesting that the word we use tuition sometimes for studying. To mean studying. Intuition. Tuition.
For example, Mother intuition for
Yeah. Yes, but the word
Tuition,
word
niečo.
tuition,
learning.
Learning, tuition.
Yeah. We use it to mean learning, learning things. And then we have intuition. We have intuitive. We have tutor. A form of teacher.
Yes.
Tutorial. A class at university where there's a tutor. So we have all this language around the principle of intuition. And intuition basically is something which makes no sense. It's knowing without understanding.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is not any part of logic.
I don't know why it is right, but it is right.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
for me.
Before this result, it's necessary to be something. But you understand?
Everyone has intuition.
Yes, but intuition is
even-
the result of some process, not? You
No.
understand me? It can be. I think.
Nie
No,
vždy.
náleží intuíciu, Zuzi, máš svoju skúsenosť, máš vplyv okolia, niečo si sa učila, toto a tá intuícia. I think, no? But
This is great. It's good to have this conversation. This is
I think
great.
it's also for discussion because intuition, your pronunciation, intuition, it's the results of something. I think because you study, you learn something, you make something, you have some environment, you have some people around you. Everything influence sees you. and you have something inside without your
without to understand
that
from
you
where
know
there is
about it, because also today when I am here I learn not only English but many things from your place influenced me, and also intuition is the result of some process, I think. Not? It's for discussion. What do you think?
You know, it's interesting, Mr. Henry. We are speaking a lot together, and I think when we should be in prison after 10 years, we will go out, and we have to speak
More.
ako to je, že veľa rozprávame, že určite keby sme boli spolu vo väzení, tak po 10 rokoch ešte aj tak sa nerozlúčime. We don't say hello, but we speak.
We have many themes.
Yes,
every
yes.
day, every minute,
Every time.
yes. But
Yeah. I think that the question that you asked is very similar to the
Yes.
question that I asked, which is how much of your inner voice, of your intuition is you, and how much is your experience.
it's together.
Yeah. Let me give an example with language. If you learn, if your first language is Japanese, you will have a feeling inside you that you will express through the language of Japanese to people. The language of Japanese is not part of your intuition. It's something that you've learned. And so the language that you use is an external influence on yourself. It's not really you. But then you grow and you learn, and you can use different kinds of language to benefit you in different ways, which is an intelligent way to use language. Which just doesn't answer the question.
Some people say that your inner voice became from your past life or lives. You don't know how many times did you live in this planet, and maybe some kind of your inner voice could be from your past
It depends on
existation.
if
If you believe it. You know, transformation of spirit and hey, ale
zrazu to má byť, lebo ty či chceš, či nechceš, vnímať celé okolí, všetko vnímaš stále.
ale chceš povedať, že intuíciu nemajú ľudia, ktorí žijú izolovaní.
How do you call it podvedomie, under the mind?
Subconsciousness.
Podvedomie.
Your subconscious. Your thinking mind.
Subconscious?
Yes. Your thinking mind is your conscious. Your thinking mind is your conscious. Under that you have your subconscious. And then under that there's something more, which is your unconscious. Okay,
Nevedomie.
okay, so your thinking mind is your
conscious.
this is what you know that you know.
Yes.
This is what you have experienced and affects you, but perhaps you're not aware of at the moment. And this is everything that you have experienced and everything that has ever affected you that you are not aware of.
Once more, please. Sorry.
Okay, this is all of your experience
Yes.
that you are not aware of.
Ktoré si neuvedomovala asi.
Right, so you walk down the street and there's 100 advertisements for Coca-Cola, right? And then you walk down another street, and this builds up through your life. It is no longer part of your conscious or subconscious, but it's part of your unconscious. It becomes a foundation in the back of your mind for all of
I to
your
povieme
thoughts and
ako.
ideas.
Podvedomie a to druhé je
My to
nás.
tak asi knihovňa.
Máme niečo v psychologickom mysle.
This model, this is how I represent these ideas. Everybody can see it a little bit differently. I represent these ideas with a triangle. And let's call this A, B, and C. So your conscious is here, your subconscious is here, and your unconscious is here. When we make our choices and our decisions in life, we like to think that we're here. We are making our choices based on who we are and where we are right now. But in my experience, I'm actually over here, in a completely different place. Because the most powerful manipulator of our choices is our unconscious experiences, because we can't block them because we don't know that they exist. And when we make now, of course, throughout the day it varies. We can have moments that we are more centered and more focused and more aware of ourselves, and then we have times that we're driving our car, so we're doing this driving activity, we're thinking about going shopping or a conversation we had with somebody. So it changes throughout the day.
And after this process, the triangle changed to circle. Because, understand me, when during the day, whole day, it's changed.
Circulate.
So it made the circulation, and after it changed on a circle. This triangle. You understand me? Because you have no difference between A, B, C. Because it can be, I think, it exists also together, A, B, C, in the same moment, these three. Not?
Yes, because it's far more complicated than we can imagine. So I think we have to approach the problem from the scientific perspective, that all possibilities are possible until we discover that they're not possible. And so in each situation that we look at, there is that we know, that which we don't know, and that which is possible. And there's always this battle or this fight within our own minds. You mentioned past lives. I see past lives as our parents and our grandparents. This idea that maybe we existed before, how I interpret this is that we did. But it wasn't us, it was our parents. It's not so complicated that we were somebody else in the past.
Somewhere in our bunka.
Cells.
Cells.
C-E-L-L.
Yes. So.
Interesting.
There is.
There's
Maybe. I don't know.
cellular memory.
Bunková pamäť.
Cellular memory. There's something that we cannot disconnect from. And a sort of genetic code throughout history. And our understanding of genetics is not complete. So we don't really know about how much that affects us. Because science keeps changing. It's like this, and we explain it like this because it makes sense until somebody comes with a better theory, and then everything changes. So we have to continually upgrade our ideas. God is in the sky. We go up there and have a look around. Oh, he's not there. Oh, God's in space. So we go out into space. He's not there. Okay. So we continually redefine things. So I think that when people talk about past lives, for me it's obvious. It's your parents and your grandparents. That's your past life. That's your experience. And there's probably some cellular memory that is reconstructed within yourself as you grow. And especially biologically, if you spend time around these people, it becomes even stronger. So it's there, whether or not you are with your family, it's there. But the more time you spend with your family, the more obvious it becomes, the more visible it is. You can see patterns in the environment and patterns in people's habits. And the second thing is this principle of belief related to choices. I was listening to an interview 2 weeks ago. I try to listen to one interview with someone interesting every day to try to get some new knowledge. And it was an interview with an American football player, and this is someone who you would not think of as thinking very much. I guess the football is it's all very physical. And, it's all just kind of hitting people as hard as possible and getting paid for it, and people cheering and yay. Anyway, in the interview, he said something interesting, which when you hear the truth and it's like turns on a light. And he said that belief begins where knowledge ends. Belief begins where knowledge ends. And I was out jogging and I was listening to this, and belief begins. And I stopped and I was like, wow. I was like, well, that's changed my day. Because it explained very, very clearly to me something which is extremely complicated. It made perfect sense. That where our knowledge, where what we know finishes, we still need something. So where our knowledge ends, we create belief. And we need to create belief because we need to grow our knowledge, and belief is the bridge between our old knowledge and our new knowledge. And it's because we understand that, it's very powerful. We can use that to drive ourselves forward. But we still have to understand that belief is not knowledge. They're completely different things. And so where our knowledge ends, there are still things that we want or that we need to exist. And we then replace knowledge with belief. Knowledge is that experience which we can prove as being real. But belief is that which we want to be real, but we have no evidence of.
Belief and hope?
It's part of the same thing. Yeah, and this is, belief and hope are all bridges to new experiences and new knowledge. But it's very important that we understand that these things are not yet real when we believe them. So that when people in a religious context, this is where it's key for me, in a religious context, say, I believe in God. What do you believe in? I can tell you what I believe, but you have to understand that everything I believe is not real. And if you want to have a discussion about something which is not real, well, it's okay, but we have to understand it's not real. We can all talk about beliefs, and that's great, but we have to understand it's not yet a real discussion. We can talk about creating something new, and we can talk about ideas, and we can share our ideas through language, and we can go build something. But belief is always that which we don't know. And to treat that which we don't know as a fact is a big mistake. Now, some people need this to survive. Some people need to treat that which they don't know as a fact so that they can survive, because it's too scary without that. Because life is complex. But we still have to understand that difference between belief and knowledge. And as I said, I was out jogging and I heard this, and I was like, wow. That's clear. It's clear to me now what I didn't understand before. That I thought belief was real, but it's that which is not yet real, and that's powerful for me. And when we understand it, we can use this to build things. We can use this to create things. We can use it to be creative as people, and go to new places, and then we can integrate that into the understanding of conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, and go, well, there's where I am now, there's what I know, and there's things that affect me that I don't know. And the more, that's why I think all religion focuses on self-knowledge, because the answer to why you do what you do and everything that you do is all inside of you somewhere. You just have to unlock those doors and to make those connections. And those connections are all emotional. Because all the important things in life are emotional connections, not physical. We have to forget about the physically connected world and be in touch with them, because we're all driven emotionally to do things. Whether it's eat a certain kind of food, or talk to a certain kind of person, or listen to a certain kind of music, these are all emotional drives, not physical drives. And to understand why we're doing what we're doing, we need to understand what is the emotion under everything. And the emotion is this interplay of our experiences in our lives. And maybe even before our lives as well. But we can't step into that. We don't know. But we can talk with our parents about these things. And hopefully get closer to it.
Lunchtime for it.
Yes.
Are you singing?
In the end, we can tell that the life is light.
Yeah.
Because
I'm hungry.
No.
Is it?
Oh, that's 3 minutes.
We have the 3 minutes until food time. Okay. So give me some feedback about what I said. So I had a little speech there. So what do you think? Is it accurate, inaccurate?
It's accurate for me. I have the same meaning, the same.
So thinking?
Thinking,
Philosophy,
opinions, philosophy, yes.
Opinion.